Hello cooking friends from all over the world. I come to you with a new recipe for bread because on the most popular video I have on bread, the yeast method, I received a lot of questions from your side and I want to answer those. And while I'm doing this bread, which is a variation of that first recipe, I will try to answer some of those questions. So one of the questions was regarding flours. I recommend you to use, especially as a beginner, a lot of the all-purpose flour or bread flour and add a little bit of other kind of flours. For example, here in this recipe I added 100 grams of whole wheat flour. The problem with other flours usually it's the lack of gluten elasticity, so it might not rise that much, it might not behave that well when you're folding. So try to add a little bit of other flours like whole wheat flour or rye flour, emmer, einkorn, whatever you choose. Also be aware that other flours might have different kind of water needs, so maybe just go with the texture of the bread, of the dough. Like you see here, it's sticky, it's not too hard, not too soft. The amount of water would also make the dough easier or more difficult to handle when you're folding and you're shaping. It's true that more water would bring you a little bit more of a open crumb if you're also careful about foldings so that the air does not escape from the dough, but it's also more difficult to handle. So just start with a low hydration and then increase it as you gain more experience. Here I'm starting the second foldings, and after this second folding I will leave it to rise a little bit, not too much, not completely, and then I will transfer it to the fridge because I received a lot of questions regarding people living in a very hot countries. What would be a solution for my recipe? And yes, the solution would be one, leaving it in the fridge overnight. You can also use cold water instead of room temperature water. You can also use less yeast. You have to experiment because every country has different temperatures, so it will behave differently. The next day you can see it has risen up to the top, and I'm trying not to deflate it. I'm kind of careful with the dough. And after I'm preparing my Benetton, which, as I said in the previous video, you can also use a strainer with a cloth on top. You don't have to have these fancy Benettons. I dust some flour on it generously and also on my worktop, where I will be transferring the dough that rested overnight and proofed in the fridge. So you can see I'm very gently scraping the dough so that it releases. And in this recipe I chose to use olives as an add-in. That was another question, if you can add other things inside the bread, and of course you can. If things are moist or even the dry ones, I advise you to do it now at the end, not in the beginning, because things might change humidity wise. So after you expand this dough to a rectangle, you can add your add-ins, which in my case are olives, but you can also use chili, cheese, dry tomatoes, garlic, whatever you fancy. And I'm trying to make a round shape, and I'm dragging the dough on the surface that doesn't have flour anymore. It's easier to drag it like this until I have a very taut ball, and I flip it over in my Benetton, and I'm pinching the olives a little bit because they were sticking out. I flour again, and then I cover it with a tea towel, and I will leave it proof while my oven is heating and the cast iron is heating in the oven at 220 degrees. You can see the dough is ready. When you poke it, it springs back very slowly and it leaves a little bit of dent. If it springs back very quickly, it's not done yet. And if it remains with a hole inside, then you probably overproofed it. It happened to me to overproof it also, and I just kneaded a little bit and let it proof a little bit more. It will be more dense, but you can save it maybe like this. You can try to save it, don't throw it away. Another question was here about the parchment paper. I'm using here a Teflon baking sheet, and some people complain that the parchment paper stuck to the bread, and I read recently that there are some manufacturers that don't cover the parchment paper with some non-stick solution, and I did not know that they do that, and I kind of tend now to not use parchment paper anymore, baking paper, because it seems that it's not so environmental friendly. You cannot recycle them, and that coating might be toxic. I don't know. So I think a Teflon baking sheet could be a good answer, because you can wash it and reuse it again. My Dutch oven, it's enameled one, but you can use a non-enameled one, and you can also just dust some flour on the bottom and flip the dough. It's a little bit more difficult than the way I do it, because you might get burned, but if you're careful you can do that if you don't want to use any surface for the bottom. And yeah, I think those are the most common questions I got. If you still have other questions, leave the comments down below in the video, and I will try to answer all the comments. I hope I answered your questions, and you're more inclined to do some experiments now with the recipe, and even maybe try next the sourdough, which I like more than the yeast dough. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.